What's going on YouTube? Keith Moore Jr. here, and today I'm going to be talking about my struggles to gain weight when I was younger and what I ultimately did in order to finally gain weight. So growing up, I was always very skinny, as you all can see from the picture in the thumbnail and a couple of pictures that I'm going to put on the screen for you now. I could not gain weight. So, I was already short. And then as I got older, I'm like, hopefully I hit a growth spurt. That never happened. So I'm like, okay, once I started lifting, I was like, this will put some size on me. Now, I was always very, very lean, very cut. I used to wear, when Under Armours were very popular, to where I would wear that to the gym and you would be able to see my abs through the Under Armour shirt or tank top. But when I, was playing football and basketball, I actually only played 1 year of football. The rest of the time I was playing basketball. I wanted to gain weight because I knew that it could help me with the sports, particularly the year I played football. But I had no idea about proper nutrition or anything. So when I first started lifting weights, one of my good friends by the name of Donnie, he is the one who introduced me to protein shakes. And I can't remember what the flavor was, but one day I went to his house. I was 16 because I was driving at this time. And then he was like, hey man, you should try protein shakes. So I'm like, what is that? So he made me a shake and he mixed it with water. And he was like, this is, neither one of us had an idea about nutrition, but he was like, this is what I, drink in order to, get big, because Donnie was always very strong. And then he was always, a solid guy. So, when I drank it, I'm like, you drink this, like this? And he was like, yeah, you just have to drink it fast. You can't worry about the taste. So then I told myself, I just won't gain weight because it's no way I'm going to be drinking this every day. It was absolutely disgusting. I wish I could remember the protein it was, but I can't. If Donnie is watching this video, because he may watch it, if you remember, leave that in the comment section below. But anyway, so a couple of months went by. I was like, I'm just going to lift weights. I was always addicted to lifting weights, especially in high school, just because my body was responding very fast. I was getting what people like to call the newbie gains, and I was just, in love with the process. And although I wasn't gaining weight, with the increase in strength that I was experiencing, it was helping me a lot when I was playing basketball. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. I can continue to do this. And it didn't hurt that my dad and all of his close friends were always in the gym. So, I would go lift with them a lot, and they were stronger than me. So I had goals that I wanted to reach, from seeing how strong they were. So, fast forward some time, I found out about another protein. I think it was EAS, and at the time it was like in packets, and I would mix it with milk. So my first time trying it with milk, and I can't remember who told me, but it actually may have been my dad. And so I tried it with milk, and I'm like, wow, it was chocolate, or like double chocolate. And I'm like, okay, this is amazing, so I can drink this. So my whole thing was, if I drink protein shakes, I will gain weight. That's how much knowledge I did not have about nutrition. Now, I will say when I started drinking the protein shakes every day in the morning before school, I would be in the parking lot, before classes started, in the car drinking my protein shake. I was already lean, but I did gain some size. But I had no idea about things like caloric intake or anything like that. I'm just like, if you just drink a protein shake, you would get bigger, you would gain size. But with me drinking those protein shakes, I was also taking into account my eating. I was doing things like eating breakfast and things like that, because I would never eat breakfast. Like, my first meal growing up would always be, lunchtime, and that would be at school. During the summer, I might not eat for the first time until maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock, and that would be like a bowl of cereal or something like that after I've already played outside, for hours. So it was a lot of different variables that were causing me not to gain weight growing up. But when I started drinking those protein shakes and being more aware of what I was eating, because someone told me, if you eat bread, then you will gain weight. So what did I do? I started eating bread like by itself, because people told me it would help me gain weight. Now, as a result, I did gain some weight, because this was around the time when I started drinking the protein shakes consistently as well. And I would get home from school, I would just eat some plain bread, or I may make like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sorry about that. But at the same time, I had no idea about nutrition. Now, when I say that I gained weight, I mean like I gained like 4 or 5 pounds. It wasn't anything crazy. And this was like after basketball season was over, before like AAU started. So once AAU basketball started, which is traveling basketball, then I lost that weight again. And then the following year, once basketball season was in, I lost the weight that I gained plus some more weight, because I was always running, I was very active, and at the same time, I did not increase my food intake to, offset the amount of energy that I was, burning. So fast forward to when I finally started to gain weight, because I was what you would call a hard gainer pretty much all through college. I actually gained weight, I want to say my second year, but that's because I started lifting with a group of people who, were really pushing me in the gym. And then on top of that, even though I didn't have knowledge about nutrition, I would try to kind of mimic what they did as far as what they were eating. So, I had access to the dining courts on campus, so I would go there and I would just eat. And you had so many different options to choose from. So I would be able to get like pasta, bread to go with the pasta, cheeseburgers, chocolate chip cookies. Like I would just eat. So I finally started to gain weight, and then I got up to like 165 pounds, like 165 to 166. It's like the most I ever weighed in college. But when I went to college, I was between 140 and 145 pounds. For sure no more than 145. I know for a fact I wasn't 145, so I was closer to 140 pounds when I went to college. And it's crazy because I thought that I was swole at that time. Like oh yeah, I'm a beast. And I'm walking around literally in tank tops weighing 140 pounds. It was like, when I look back at the old pictures and some of the ones that I have showed you all today, it was pathetic. Like, I'm embarrassed to even look at a lot of these pictures. Like, what was I thinking and who did I think I was? But like I said, you know, I started to gain weight around that time, and then I also wasn't playing basketball as much anymore. I was just really focused on lifting weights, you know. So I wasn't expending as much energy as I had been in high school when I was playing basketball every day for hours. So that was a big difference there too. Granted, I didn't gain, you know, as much weight as I would have liked to in college, but I was going in the right direction. But it wasn't until after I graduated from college and where I found out how, you know, how to track what I'm eating, you know, what my caloric intake should be in order to gain weight, why I need to be in a caloric surplus to gain weight. And so when I really started to gain weight, it was because I started drinking a mass gainer from GNC, and the shake, I want to say, I can't remember exactly. I have a video on my channel about it. You could just search my name and type in mass gainer. But I think for one shake, it was between 600 to 800 calories, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm off, I'm not off by much, but I'm pretty sure it was in that 600 to 800 calorie range. And I would sometimes drink more than one of those in a day. So that's when I really started to gain weight, and I had actually got up to about 185 pounds because I had did a dirty bulk. So I was drinking the mass gainer shake. I was eating steak and shake every night, like huge meals from Steak and Shake at like 11 something at night, you know, before going to bed, and then waking up like 4:30 in the morning, going to lift. You know, I had a very strict schedule where like I would be eating a ton of food, you know, and then in addition to the Steak and Shake, I would still be eating throughout the day. But, you know, some things I would change, like I wouldn't spend all that money on a mass gainer shake, because you can make a mass gainer shake at home, which I have a video on that, but I'll do another one on that topic coming soon. But the ultimate thing that I learned was I needed to be in a caloric surplus. So a lot of people are like, you know, I'm a hard gainer, I can't gain any weight. It's just because my metabolism is entirely too fast. Yes, granted, some people do have faster metabolisms than others, and some people do expend more energy than other people just because of, you know, what they like to do on a daily basis. But when I ask those people, you know, how much are you eating? A lot of times they'll say, well, you know, I eat bad food all the time. And I'll say, no, how many calories are you consuming? And then they have no idea. So the thing is, if you don't know how many calories you're consuming, how can you possibly know that, you know, it's impossible for you to gain weight? Because people think it's impossible for them to gain weight, but that's not the case. You need to increase your caloric intake. And then for me, like, I know not everybody lifts weights, but for me, I had to track my training and measure my progress in the gym and make sure I'm getting the right amount of sleep, because a lot of times, you know, I was not sleeping for, you know, more than like 4 to 4.5 hours a night. And that had an impact on me in the gym, you know, during my lifts and also like my recovery time. So it's a lot of different variables that goes into this, but it is possible for you to put on size, to gain weight, and not get, too out of control to where you aren't proud of your physique. So I just wanted to put this video out today to tell you, start off by tracking your food, see how much you're consuming. If you are not gaining any weight, add some calories. And then if you still aren't gaining weight, start, looking at what you're doing throughout the day as far as that's, causing you to burn energy. And then try to, continuously increase the calories. But I'll do another video on a breakdown of how much you should be increasing your calories by, or specifically what I did. And I honestly, this was before I even started tracking my calories. I just knew that, I needed to eat and I needed to drink my mass gainer shake, like 2 of those in a day. And then at night I needed to get my steak and shake. And I just kept doing that. But I was eating. I was eating like seriously. So don't think it's impossible, because it's not. It just takes a little more effort, because it's harder for some people to gain weight than others. Yes, we do know this, and we do know that genetics sometimes also play a factor into this as well. So I hope this video was helpful. Please like it, subscribe to my channel, and catch you on the next video. Peace.